find some sort of harmony and balance.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is BC. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. Man, I'm excited to jump on and do another episode with you guys. It's been cool to be a little bit more consistent with the podcast again. We're back in the original location and we're really taking it to the next level, right? But let's get into this one. I wanted to kind of jump ship and do something a little bit different today. I came up with traits of a champion, right? And I want to give you some specific workable stuff that you can relate, because you guys know I'm not about motivation and all that nonsense, but I want to highlight these attributes and then make the comparison to your life so you can really see what these are and how to actually use them in practice, because that's the key here. I never want you to leave one of my podcasts just pumped up. I want to make sure that you understand the concepts behind what I'm saying and there's something applicable for you, okay? So let's get right into it. Number one, the champion is willing to lose, right? And when I say that, this is what I mean. What is losing? Right? When I say lose, I don't mean you give up. I mean, and I wrote like a little hyphen underneath it, be embarrassed, right? Are you willing to let the world know, hey, today I went out and went door to door and I didn't get shit, and announce it to the world, and then deal with people pointing at you, you loser, right? And all the stuff that comes with it. You all have your examples of this in your life or something like that. Are you willing? Like, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to come online and say, hey, I failed at this. I remember back when I was sharing on social media, like I remember back in 2014, I thought I was hot shit because I bought that Audi, right? You can go back on my original channel to see that stuff. And I admitted, I was like, I made a mistake. That was dumb for me to buy that fucking car because the payment was too high and I got a shit deal. I was caught up in the moment about trying to be cool and everybody made fun of me, right? A lot of people talk shit. All the trolls came out, like I get it. But I'm willing to go through that. I'm willing to put myself through the embarrassment. Are you? And that's a very serious question, y'all, because if not, you'll always try to protect your ego and your pride, which is foolish in the long run, because that holds you back from so much. I really sincerely hope that the people who are listening to this understand what I just said. You will never go for anything great. You will never step outside of the norm if you don't accept this first point. This alone, if you unlock this, and it takes time, I understand, right? If you're willing to be embarrassed, if you're willing to take that L in quotes in this context, you will win, and you will win big. You will win big. Because the person who is willing to lose is always going to beat the person who isn't. I'll repeat that again. The person who's willing to lose and give it everything they fucking got is going to beat the person who's not willing to lose. And this, number one, doesn't require talent. Doesn't matter where you're from, right? And this is one quality that I embody that I've had for a long time that actually gets me the victory a lot of times, is that I'm willing to lose and they're not. That's the difference, man. And that's a huge difference. Dwell on that one and see where you're messing up. Admit your faults. Admit your shortcomings. I went on video back in the day. I'm not that good, but I'm working on it. Hey, this is day one. Let's go. I know my videos are going to be shit, but come back in a couple months and you'll see that I'm going to be a beast and getting better every single day. Same thing with the weight loss journey or anything else. Are you willing to lose, AKA be embarrassed? All right, that's a big one. All right, number two, the champion is always going for it with everything, right? So number one is kind of like a precursor to number two, right? Because you have to really be willing to be embarrassed and lose to really go for it. But I'll ask you, number two, are you really going for it? Because a champion, that becomes the number one thing in their mind, meaning everything else becomes secondary to it. And here's the key that you can relate to the real world. Is this thing that you're talking about, what you're going for, is it a genuine and bona fide priority in your life? That's number two in real life application, right? You come to me, hey, I want to get into real estate and kill it. Is that your real priority? Does that come first before everything else? Because if it doesn't, you're not a champion, dude. It has to come first before eating sometimes, right? Before your feelings, before what people say, before anything else, is I want to achieve that. I want to become that. And it has to come first and be priority. And for a lot of people, they're not willing to commit at that level. That's fine. Like people hit me up, man, I want to join the coaching. I'm like, dude, if you were committed, you would join my coaching. Don't tell me that. Because when I started, I didn't use the excuse that you had. I was a broke dick with nothing, and I still paid for coaching more than I charged people. And they still come up with that excuse. I say the difference is I was committed, you're not. I figured it out. I found a way to get the money. And even if, let's say, I couldn't initially like I did, I would have figured it out and found a way to do it. I would have gotten 6 side jobs and saved up for 2 weeks to fucking get it and not slept. That's how committed I was. I literally told people I'm willing to be out in the street to pursue this career. And I will do it if necessary. I will live out in the fucking street. I'm not going to get a regular job. I'm not going to do something else. This is what I'm doing. That's the champion, dude. Like, going up against somebody like that is scary because you don't know what they're capable of. They're willing, just like the first point, to take it to a place that most people are not willing to take it. Now, again, you don't need talent for that. Oh, well, I don't have that. Yes, you do. You just have to want something so bad. Like, I wanted success, not fame and all that shit. I wanted success in real estate and to be financially literate, financially abundant so bad, I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. And I'm still doing it now. This is why I'm living a life that people can't believe. I don't have to be doing this anymore. I don't have to be anywhere. I can literally do whatever the fuck I want now, and it's great. I don't have to worry about money. It's fucking fantastic, dude. But I earned this position because what I was willing to do and what I continuously do. It's a Sunday right now, and I'm working. I got to the office at 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and I know people who are dead broke right now who still take the weekends off. It blows my mind. What are you doing, right? What are you doing? How does it feel to be out hustled by the guy who's already a million miles ahead of you and he's still out hustling you? That shouldn't be the case. When I was new, nobody was out hustling me. Now, again, I'm not saying you work 24/7 and you never like eventually you don't have to do that, but you're going to have to earn your position. You're going to have to build to get to a certain point, which is why I worked 6-7 days a week when I started, right? But are you going for it? I was going for it and I still am. Are you? Only you'll know, right? Only you know deep down inside. Number 3, the champion doesn't require support. I get that question all the time from you guys. Oh, well, you know, my parents or the people close to me don't support me. What do? You fucking do it anyway. I'll repeat. People's support is not a requirement for your success. It's the cherry on top if you get it. And guess what? When you start succeeding, they support you anyway and they leave you alone. But you don't need their support. You don't need anybody's support. You need your own support. You need your own belief in what it is that you're going to do because that's all that's required. I want to be in real estate. Okay, that's it. I made the decision. I'm going to go for it. No one has to approve it. No one has to say it's okay. No one has to pat me on the back. No one has to clap for me. Why do you expect that? Are we that weak that we need people's support? I had people talking shit to me every day while I was building my real estate business, and I still flourished, and I'm still flourishing now. I didn't care what they said. Support or lack of support doesn't matter. I need me. That's it. Now, when I say this, I'm not talking about you getting coaching or mentors and all that. That's separate to this. I'm talking about the phenomenon of having to have your circle or the people around you or your family or the people that you're going to be in contact with cheering for you. No, you don't need that. That's not a requirement. And you're not here, this is the second point, to convince them to clap for you. You don't need it. I don't care. All that I care is that I'm clapping and cheering for myself and supporting myself. Anything I get aside from that is a bonus. This is how you apply this in real life. Any outside support I get that I'm not paying for or really requesting or searching for, meaning family, friends, etc., is a bonus. It's not required. That's the real life application of this point. I don't need it. I don't need it. And that needs to be a mantra. I don't need anybody's support but my own. If you can run with this and understand what I just said, you will become a monster in this game of life. Because to this day, from the beginning, I never needed anybody's support because I was heavily opposed in everything that I did. I'm sure many of you can relate, where it seems like nobody is on the same page with you. Nobody supports what you do. Nobody believes in you. I get it, bro. I was there and I'm still there now. I don't care. Look at me, shunned and deplatformed and all that on social media. We're still here. You think I feel good about the fact that I put out way better content than 99.9% of the people out there and I get no fucking views? It's bullshit, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to stop. It's not going to stop me. I don't care. I don't need the support. I don't need these fucking platforms to push my shit and algorithm and all that. I don't care because I'm a man on a fucking mission. I don't do it for that solely. That's just a bonus. It's just a bonus, dude. But you need to check with yourself because many of you in listening and hearing this, you'll get it. But when you look at your life, you still have a little hurt or thorn in your side because your mom or your friend or whoever, your childhood, sweetheart or your aunt doesn't support you. You don't need that. That's not a requirement. Accept that. If it's a bonus, great if you get it. If not, all that matters is that you are in your corner and you support you. That's it. Okay, let's move on. Here's another one, and this one's tough, is whether you're working and you got nothing to show for it, or you're starting to get success, or you've already achieved a good amount of success. The champion requires zero recognition from people. You don't need people patting you on your back. You don't need people saying, oh, you're so good, and oh my God, and then you bask in the glory of people saying you're so good. You don't need any of that. The champion doesn't give a shit if people clap for him, boo for him, or anything in between. This feeds off the previous point. But are you fishing for recognition? Think about all the girls who post selfies and all this other shit for recognition. Think about all the dudes that try to post their material possessions just for recognition. It's one thing to say, you know what, like when I announced buying the Lamborghini, I had that fucking poster on my wall since I was a kid. I don't give a shit if people support it or not. That was a big ass goal that I accomplished, and I was happy for it and elated. That was an accomplishment, a lifetime worth of work and dedication and focus for that moment. I'm not sharing it to get a bunch of likes and shares and, oh my God, I got so many comments. No, I don't care about any of that, dude. I accomplished a big fat goal that I wanted. Just like for those of you who have been following me for years, everything I said I'm going to do, I do, and I accomplish it. That's why I post it. It's not to boast or for people to like it. I could care less about that. I never have, never will. But how about you? Do you need people cheering for you? Do you need people liking your post? Do you post something great and then cry because nobody liked it or you didn't get that many comments or you're not going viral? I see that now. I got people in my DMs. Man, I'm not growing. I said, dude, you grew faster than I did. What are you talking about? Perspective, homie. Why? Why do you need the recognition? Who cares? I make a ton of money from real estate transactions without putting my name on a deal or face on my team member stuff. I let them get the glory. I don't care. They're winning. I'm winning. Who gives a shit about the recognition, dude? I don't need the plaques and the awards. I wipe my ass with this YouTube button that I got back here, dude. It's cool, but I don't care. I don't need that stuff. Why do you? Ask yourself, why do you need that validation? Why are you so empty inside? I pat myself on the back. That's it, right? The less you require and the more simple you are as a human being, ladies and gentlemen, the farther you'll go and the more you'll win. This is why I haven't been corrupted by making money or fame or any of that stuff. I stay whole and simple and clean on the inside. It's because of this stuff. These concepts are simple, y'all, but that's what it is. You know when you're posting, this is the real life application, all right? You know when you're posting or doing something and just fishing for attention versus genuinely expressing yourself. You know the difference. Check with yourself when you're doing these things, and you'll start to notice a huge shift and a huge difference because a lot of people miss these points. Again, this gets filed under motivation. It's not motivation if you really extract these points that I gave you. And that's why under every point I told you, real life application is blank. So are you with these things? Are you understanding these things? Are you applying these things? Because if you are and you make this a priority, especially in your peer group, talk about this stuff, right? Help each other. And you'll see that you'll start making huge leaps and bounds and change. Okay? So a couple quick announcements here as we wrap up. Tonight, August 6th, we will be doing a webinar. Another one next week. Make sure you guys hit me up if you don't have the links and we can get you registered. I'm also going to be doing an event, 90 days to your next paycheck for the realtors and entrepreneurs who follow me. If you'd be interested in that, shoot me a message and say me, I'd be interested. It's going to be affordable. It's going to be for everybody. I'm really excited because I'm going to be able to give a lot at that event to a lot of people. That's applicable, that's simple, that will help them get more financial security and really get a genuine foothold on their business and their future. Okay, so that's it for this one, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.